Apple's new Mac Pro is the most powerful computer ever created by mankind, and I am very proud of that. But with performance specs catered towards creative professionals like visual effect artists, musicians, filmmakers, or just people in general who needs lots of processing power. Creatives has been asking for a new professional level computer from Apple since 2013. And Apple finally delivered on this with something very pricey and powerful, to say the least. But is the new Mac Pro actually what the pros asked for? From the modular design that allows flexibility for upgrades to dedicated afterburner video editing card that's supposed to eliminate the need for proxy workflows, everything about the machine is extreme, including its price tag at $5,999 starting. Mind you, that's with 256 gigabytes of storage. That alone puts it out of the reach for most creators. And that's before they have started to configure it with more power, potentially pushing the price up by tens of thousands of dollars. At that range, artists might say the Mac Pro makes more sense as an investment for companies and studios rather than something for individuals to put in their home or office. For 3D and visual effect artists, the fact that it doesn't support NVIDIA graphics is a major sticking point. Like, seriously. If it's made for pros, like, at least do that, Apple. You haven't been doing that for years. I know it takes work, but just, it's made for pros. Come on, Apple. Patrick Longstreth, a VFX supervisor on shows like Adam Ruins Everything, which you might have heard of, or Pen 15, says the new Mac Pro is an upgrade from the old trash can model, but it's still not enough to get him to switch from a PC. He quotes, "I need the best solution for heavy 3D rendering and high-resolution video processing." For this new Mac Pro to lack support for NVIDIA graphics is a big disappointment. I can still get better results for half the price with a custom-built PC. Apple hasn't sold computers with NVIDIA graphics cards for years, and it fully dropped support in the latest version of macOS. Instead, Apple has favored AMD's Radeon cards, which is generally known for being cheaper and less powerful than NVIDIA's GeForce series. That's limited pros' capabilities. And the lack of NVIDIA driver support has left 3D rendering developers in the dark, since their GPU-accelerated renders often only work with NVIDIA's CUDA technology. On stage at WWDC, Apple showed off a list of developers committed to support the Mac Pro and its graphics API, Metal, which included many of the companies behind 3D rendering applications like Octane or Redshift. These apps, previously built around using NVIDIA graphics for GPU rendering, will be written to work with AMD. Instead, the Mac may make more sense for studios. The Verge's senior motion graphics editor, Grayson Blackmon, still remains typical though. He says, the Mac may make more sense for studios that can afford to bring in machines that are optimized and fit specific needs. That is where the reception has been warmer. Brad Watts, a filmmaker and co-founder of Red Pen Media, a production house, says the Mac Pro has finally given serious professionals who wants to stay in the Mac ecosystem a true alternative to PC. He says, in my opinion, the software is much more optimized and efficient compared to Windows. With this current setup, of two 2013 Mac Pros, Watt finds that the machines can handle most footage, including RAW, at 4.6K resolution, but that they struggle to play back as resolutions get higher. That makes the added power of the Mac Pro more appealing. He says even if the starting package will be out of the reach for many, I do think that serious studios and professionals will be utilizing it, especially with the new technologies like afterburners for playbacks of 8K. The additional PCI slot now being upgradable is huge as well. But that's just what the pros think. I think that Apple made the right decision to make it $6,000 and to not be the premium specs when you just start out. Here's why. If they made it any less expensive than the $5,000 iMac Pro, then that would feel redundant, because who would spend more money to get an all-in-one that is non-upgradable? No one is dumb enough to do that. Well, you get a 5K screen, but that's not enough to convince people from getting a modular design instead of an all-in-one. So they priced it higher. Why not $500 higher? Well, that's not enough. People won't think that's enough, so they made it $6,000. And they didn't make it the best specs, because they wanted you to slowly upgrade the parts over time, instead of paying $20,000 upright. Of course you can do that, it's just that that's not what they're thinking a normal person would do. And I also think they made the right decision to target it towards a specific amount of people, those really high-end pros. If they made it just for everyone, it would have been too average, and they couldn't put specific professional things into it. But that's just what I think. You might not agree with me, but comment below. Do you agree? Do you not? Do you agree with the other professionals? This has been the entire video. Click here for my channel to subscribe to. Here's my second channel, and these two are two other videos. One YouTube wants you to watch next, and one's my latest upload. See you.